Morning guys, how are we doing? Hope you're good. Monday morning. Hope you're fired up and ready to go for the week. So today we're going to talk about masking your cracks, okay? And putting game face on. So much so that you're initially trying to stay strong for everyone else, but indeed are struggling inside. So we're going to be talking about that today. Just very quick, let's get some formals out the way. If you are listening on podcast, please do me a favour and just scroll down and do leave a review. It only takes I've stalled there, didn't I? 20 to 30 seconds to do and leave something for me. If you're watching this on video, please drop a share. That would be massively grateful. I'll be massively grateful for that. Thank you very much. And if you're looking to get fit for Christmas and you want to get some structure in your game, if you want to get fit, if you're looking to improve your nutrition, if you're looking to improve the way that you live your life and do that with loads of other guys, over 100 guys in the brotherhood, then do join us. Like I always say, if you join up for a month and it's not for you, I'll quite happily give you your money back. It's no big deal. All right, let's talk about masking the cracks then. So, what's quite interesting is that I've been watching quite a few documentaries, if you like, shows, reading a few books, talking to a few people, and just morning sight, and been very interested on some of the conversations when it's coming to us struggling as dads. Now, as dads, it's very interesting how we struggle with obligations, responsibilities, overwhelming stress, pressures that as we get older, that life brings towards us, right? Morning, Greg. Morning, Rich. And being a dad is very, very stressful. Trying to deal with the responsibility of keeping a mortgage, feeling that you have to be the leader, have to be the strong one all the time. You know, as you get older, you tend to have to say goodbye to parents, have to deal with stressful situations, have to be there for everybody else. And you may be that person, you know, maybe trying to keep bring the household together through difficult times if there's particular things going on. And that can all take its strain. You can take its strain. You can take its strain going to work every single day and working in a job that unfulfills you and stresses you out and doesn't make you feel like you're achieving. You know, it tends to make you feel like you're neglecting your health. Maybe you're not getting enough time with your kids that you'd like. Maybe you're not seeing your wife as much as you would like. Maybe it's not quite going the way that you had planned. You know, and on the outside, it could be very easy to mask a lot of those cracks. And those cracks are very difficult to deal with because they slowly end up breaking you down and break down your self-esteem, your confidence, your self-belief, and all of those things start getting affected because you don't really deal with them and you end up bottling them. You know, how many times do you talk about the problems or stresses that you're going through? You know, all the things that are whirlwinding in your head. You know, how many times? You know, if you keep letting it build up and build up and build up, eventually it's going to fucking pop. Okay, and that's where you have a responsibility to do something about this. This is where when we talk about making sure that we open up, making sure that we talk, making sure that we, you know, talk with our partners, our friends, you know, the brotherhood is somewhere where a lot of the guys do talk, and it's something that we do promote within the brotherhood, you know, open up, talk about the problems that are going on. It's a release. You know, you shake up a bottle of fizzy Coke, wants to explode, and that's how I see so many people's head. You know, when you're shaking that bottle of Coke, fucking the pressure is unbelievable. Unbelievable. That lid is wanting to pop off, the whole thing's wanting to explode. If you took off the lid, it would just go all over the place, right? And I think that's where a lot of sort of dads, men, end up getting into depression, into anxiety, because they let it stall. Because you let it stall. And I genuinely feel that we need to do something about that. Like, we need to do something about that. You need to start taking the time to either sharing that with somebody, either writing a journal, writing thoughts down, but doing something that allows you to deal with those cracks. Because a lot of the time, those cracks underneath the smiley face or the game face will be costing you your health an awful lot of the time as well. Because the pressure that you put your body under when you become very stressed and anxious, it's not very good internally. You know, you're not really eating right. You then end up touching the drink and getting into the drink. Relationships then tend to suffer because you become very short-tempered and it become very snappy. And I think it's really important that you deal with this. You know, for me, my coping mechanism was exercise, running, going to the gym, doing races. You know, it kind of lifts the black cloud. It kind of allows me to stretch out all of those thoughts and everything that's going on in my head and kind of keep it clear. It's almost like by the end of it, that Coke bottle has settled down, you know. Once I've gone for a run, I had a great run on Sunday, just felt a little bit fucking overwhelmed, felt a little bit like the pressure was building, went for a good run for an hour, come back, everything's calm. And that's where exercise is so powerful, guys, because what it does, it just allows you to unleash all of the build-up. It allows you to actually think about things with a clear head. And the more and more that you sit there and let it brew, the worse it's going to get. And I did a podcast with a great guy last night called Ben Williams, and he is somebody that went through a very tough time massively struggled with mental illness or mental challenges, whatever you want to call it. And he, is on the front line in terms of paramedics and was seeing lots of trauma and going through a lot of it and was masking a lot of it until it all sort of caught up with him. And that podcast is going to be available next Monday, and it's a great listen. We could have chatted for hours. I think it's about an hour-long podcast interview, but you can check him out on Instagram at Talk Is Strong. But it was very similar to the way that I guess many men and many dads build up. They let everything get on top of them. They allow themselves to think that they have to be strong. They allow themselves to think that they have to show face, that it's not right for them to be allowed to cry or break down. Okay? And this is all fundamental towards your wellness, guys. You know, being fit and in shape is not just about press-ups and star jumps. 80% of this is mental. 80% of it is mental. Because it's impossible to try and keep some sort of physical routine when your mental capacity is being shot to bits and you're not dealing with a lot of the problems that are going on. And that's why we need to make sure that we stop burying our heads, be honest with yourself and realise that you are not doing great and that you need to express yourself to somebody. All right? Everybody goes through it. Fucking hell, I woke up this morning and I had negative thoughts for the first 20 minutes. I must have had maybe a shit dream or something, but I woke up and I was just like, fuck this, you know? And I just wrote down a couple of things why I thought that, and it was just probably because I had the most amazing weekend, and I was just like, fucking hell. But then you suddenly wake up and you go, yeah, I'm ready to go. I walked out the door and I felt really positive. Just turning it around. It's not ignoring the little sort of like itch that's going on in your brain, that little scratch where it's saying, well, things are not right. You have to attend to them. You have to nurture them. You have to explore it. And self-discovery and self-awareness about everything that's going on. All right, guys? So I want you to do that today. You know, if you're struggling, I want you to go and talk to someone and just say, I'm really struggling to cope with work. I'm really struggling to deal with the pressures. You know, and talk to your wife. The reason you fucking married her is because you trust her and she's best mate. You know, talk to your mates. Now, you know, think about it, write stuff down, and just be very expressive about what's going on in your head. Don't let it brew, because sooner or later it's going to go pop. All right, and that's what we don't want to do. That's what we don't want to do. Listen, I hope you have a great day. We're going to see you tomorrow, ready to go for the live feed in the morning. It's Monday. Be strong, be in control. Okay, stay relaxed when it gets stressful. Take a knee, take a big deep breath. Okay, make sure you get your workouts in. If you're on a 7-day trial, then great. Good luck with that, guys. And I will catch you tomorrow morning, bright and early.